All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. So you know we love doing Browns videos. This is our second channel. Our first channel is Sports Talk Detroit, and we love doing, we feel like the Browns are like our cousins, right? Like these are our cousins of the AFC, and we love talking about teams on this channel that the national media ignores. And I recently saw just a crazy article about Deshaun Watson that I'm like, this can't be accurate. But let's sit here and let's talk about it. All right, so let's sit here and let's talk about it. NFL Insider cast doubt on Browns' Deshaun Watson NFL future. I think he's done. So I'm looking through news and I'm seeing things, and what I see is a title that says, NFL writer thinks Deshaun Watson's done, or it's like rumored that he's done or something like that. And he actually goes a little bit further, because when I first saw that, I have to admit my thought process was like, what do you mean he's done? Like he's done playing? Like he's done playing football? Is that real? Is that what's happening right now? But that's not what he was saying. In July, the Athletics' Mike Sando got a group of 50 NFL coaches and execs to rank the league's quarterbacks. Watson came in at 11th. Okay, that's pretty cool. It was in the second tier, which is reserved for a quarterback who can carry his team sometimes, but not consistently. I think that's a really good tier for Deshaun Watson. I think that makes sense. I think there are times where he has the ability to carry his team, but he can't do it consistently. I would make the argument that even when he was playing extremely well outside of 1 year, he didn't even consistently carry his team when he was playing for the Texans. But Sandel followed up these things, followed up to see where things stand, and one voter wasn't flattered when it came to the Browns cornerstone. And here's what he said. Now, the voter, who it is, we know it is either an NFL coach or an executive. We don't know who. And he said this. He very simply said, yeah, I think he's done. All right? He's always been a guy who holds the ball. He has always pressured himself. They need to call the game with him like they need to call it without him. Heavy screen game, heavy run game, 12 personnel, quarterback keepers. So basically what he's saying, and I think he was kind of referring to what DTR was and stuff like that, he's basically saying he holds on to the ball too long, he puts a ton of pressure on himself, and he thinks that he simply doesn't have it anymore and that he's not good enough to play and continue to be good. Now, here's the thing. If this is true, which I'm going to talk to you about whether or not I think it is, the Browns are in big trouble because they can't get out of his contract. He's only 28 years old, all right? He's only 28 years old, but even if, and this is what it said in the article too, I'll show it to you one more time, all right? Even if Cleveland were to cut him in 2026, the final year of the contract, it would mean putting either 73 or 64 million in dead money on the books for that year. The money that they have to pay this guy is absolutely obscene right now. So I went and I started doing some research and started diving into things, because when you look at Watson this year, no, he's not the Watson that he was in Houston, but it's not like he was absolutely awful either. And I wanted to just see what he looked like in Cleveland compared to what he looked like in Houston. And ladies and gentlemen, it's shocking. So if you see me looking down, I'm reading off some numbers here. PFF, his offensive grade, his rookie year was 68. And then the 3 more years he had in Houston, it was 82, 81, 92. The passing grade was 64, then in his rookie year. And then in the next 3 years, it was 81, 76, 91. Those are very good numbers. Very good numbers. Now when he came to Cleveland, last year and this year, his offensive rating, 55, 67. Passing, 51, 66. His running grade's not as good. It's remarkable. He has not, in fact, you can look at these numbers where he only threw the ball only had 241 dropbacks his rookie year. He had 204 attempts, which is a very similar number to what he also did last year and this year as far as dropbacks and attempts go. All right. And his rookie year graded out as better. His touchdowns graded out as better. His yardage was remarkably better. His completion percentage was better. In 204 attempts his rookie year, he had 19 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. In a combined 340 pass attempts over the last 2 years, he has 14 touchdowns. In a half a season in his rookie year, he had more touchdowns than he has in the last 2 seasons combined. Also, one thing that I find to be just remarkable is that last year in 2022 and this year 2023, Deshaun Watson had exactly 204 dropbacks in both years. And in both years, he had exactly 170 attempts. He had exactly 170 attempts. His completion percentage was similar, and he threw for 13 yards more in the exact same amount of attempts this year as he had last year. What he has been in the 2 years with Cleveland have been almost identical, and I know he got off to a slow start. So that got me thinking. I found another article where it talks about athletes who maybe they got into off-field trouble and it just ruined their career. And I'm not saying, relax, that we add Deshaun Watson to this list, but it's always fun to go down memory lane a little bit. So Colin Kaepernick, Mike Vick with the dog ring, the dog fighting ring. Barry Bonds, I don't know about this whole thing. Like, that was kind of after his career. Pete Rose after his career. Ray Rice in the domestic violence. How about this one? Johnny Manziel. It says wild days in rehab. A dude partied too hard. Same with Ryan Leaf, right? Like, just partied too hard. But the big one here, the one that I would say is similar to Deshaun Watson on a completely different scale because it's a scandal that was kind of in a similar way, is Tiger Woods. Like, it was just, he's kind of loved. Tiger Woods was much higher up. But then all of a sudden, he became like the bad guy, right? People still love Tiger Woods, and now that they're falling back in love with him, he's getting better again and all that kind of stuff. Now his body's just giving out on him. But Deshaun Watson was a guy in Houston that was loved, and then all of a sudden he just wasn't. And you see him kind of getting angry at times, like talking about, different things about how he's a gamer, and it's crazy that anybody would think he wouldn't be playing if he wasn't hurt. And by the way, he ended up actually being really hurt. So here's my final opinion on this. Do I think he's done? No. Do I think he needs to be what he was in Houston in order for Cleveland to be a good football team? No, I don't. They've proven they can be a good football team with not good quarterbacks. All right. Nobody in the league has beaten more teams with a record of over 500. Like, the Cleveland Browns are good because they have a phenomenal defense, and that's what they do well. And I agree with what this writer said. All right. They need to play Deshaun Watson more out of play action, 2 tight end sets, quarterback runs, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. The rumor, it can't be true. He's not done. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.